Welcome, sports fans, to the latest S&M production of the Sunday Night Sports Nerd Show. It is the most absurd 90 minutes of anything goes, smack talk, and a whole lot more. Every Sunday night, the sports nerd joins forces with three charismatic co-hosts who are a select group of sports nerds with attitude, better known in Nerd Nation as the Red Pack. We are four of the most loudmouth, smack-talking nerds around, coming at you with some sick rips and rants, which may be just enough to make you pee your pants. So listen up, Nerd Nation. Let's rise and welcome the legend himself. He is the founder, he is the host, and he is the star of the Sports Nerd Show. Coming to you live, straight out of Lakeland, Florida, Scott, the Sports Nerd Right.
Hello, everyone. Welcome again to another edition of the Sports Nerds with me and my co-host, Mr. Groots. How y'all doing? Good to see you. And, of course, my real co-host, Mr. Elliot Big E Lamba, and Mr. John G. Olson, and Ken Koslow. What's going on, fellas? How was your week? Ready to go? Rock and roll. Hi, Anthony. How you doing? You know
Happy
what?
birthday, Anthony.
Happy birthday, Anthony.
Happy birthday, Anthony.
Hey,
Go-
Anthony birthday. Happy
Go
birthday,
Bills.
Go Bills.
I
Go
successfully
Bills.
escaped from Waco, Texas, Waco, and
And you did not go to the Davidian
I
compound, is
did
that
not
correct?
go to the Davidian compound.
All right,
Well,
just make
correct.
it.
It's been burned to the ground, so it's
Yes.
no longer there.
Well, there's some kind of shrine there now for that because you got people that are still
Something,
fans of,
yeah.
of,
I don't know
of
if
David
I'd call it a
Koresh that are
shrine,
still there.
but, there's a few ashes left.
The Branch Davidians?
Yes, the Branch Davidians. Yes.
Nerd.
Do you know what they're a branch of?
Is that Brett or is that Jay?
That is. Give me a second, and I will
Gotta
let
be
you know.
Jamal or
Come on. What are they a branch of? One of the.
That's Brett. Brett, you know what? I sent you this link last week and you didn't do it. You need to reconnect your account
I got a better idea.
to restream.
I'll go to Threads. and
I'm
we
going to
should talk
send you
there.
the link in Facebook.
Yes.
There you go.
You did it.
Reconnect so we can see your lovely profile and your
There we
name
go.
when you
Lovely.
post.
Lovely.
A
Profile.
quick shout out to Nick Taylor for becoming the first Canadian in 69 years.
Wow, what a
to win
putt,
the
man.
Canadian Open.
Holy cow, what a putt.
What?
Oh
Is
my
that-
God.
69 years.
What are you talking about?
And
Is
the
that a
crowd
thing?
is
Like,
going
is
wild.
They're watching
We're
golf.
talking golf, Elliot. Just, sit back and we just let us enjoy ourselves.
Sit back and tune you out.
So,
man.
but was the what a putt for the Nick Taylor stuff?
Yes.
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 Okay.
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
As long as we
What a
connected it,
putt.
this
Drained.
wasn't like PGA and Live or anything like that.
No.
Right?
No.
This was a PGA Tour event,
Okay.
the Canadian Open,
We don't
Right.
have
and
to
a
talk about
Canadian
this.
actually won the tournament.
A Canadian won the tournament in
Yeah.
Canada.
In Canada.
In Canada.
Cheers
First
to
time
you.
since 1954.
The first time in 60 years.
Perfect. I love it. Hi Scott, how you doing, man? What are we talking
Good.
about? What's going on?
What's going on, Scott? How's it going? Good
Going on,
lick,
Scott?
man.
I'm doing all right.
Well,
So what's going on in the sports world? We got the fight. We got the
Oh, wait a minute.
we got the Las Vegas
A little
Knights.
spoiler real quick.
Yes.
Soon to be under production, new intro and outro for the show.
Oh,
Oh.
nice.
oh,
So look
Oh,
for
you
that.
got-
Oh.
you working with
Look for that
Aaron on that? You working with Aaron on that?
Yes, sir. We will be getting
doing-
production soon.
when you said that, I did the oh. I did that in the voice of that Ben Roethlisberger gif.
Yeah.
Do you want to know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Ooh.
Oh,
Because the oh. Yes. So just visualize that when I said that. Thank you.
So the sports world, we got the Vegas Golden Knights one game away from the Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
go Vegas!
We got the Denver Nuggets one game away from the NBA championship.
Poor
Oh my God.
South Florida. All that hype.
2 8 seeds gone.
Yeah.
But you gotta give them credit. Come on,
Mm.
you gotta give them
Oh,
credit.
I do.
I'll have to find
I
something else
find
to
it-
do on South Beach.
Exactly. Yeah, nothing else to do there, right? I find it amazing that this franchise has been in the league for 6 years. Meanwhile, there's misery in Toronto for, I don't know, 150 years.
Toronto,
Yes, 600 years. Since
Montreal,
67.
Edmonton.
Montreal hasn't won since the 90s, early 90s for Montreal, for Edmonton. This team 6 years in is already like they've been to the Cup
When was
Finals
the last
twice.
time a Canadian team won the Stanley Cup, John?
It was 93. It was
Yeah,
Montreal.
you know what? You know what? The Vegas Knights. I mean, look. If anything says the Vegas Knights are for real and are serious about winning this cup, is that they got a goalie that's willing to throw some hooks with them.
Well, none of that, but the San Jose Sharks threw him away, and he's a third string
Hill wants
goalie.
to throw hooks with everybody.
Dude, you're welcome. Edmonton hurt their goaltender, and then Aiden Hill went in to replace the goaltender that was hurt in the series. This is what ticks me off about this series more than anything. Not that Vegas is probably going to win. Good for them, whatever.
Yeah.
What is so aggravating to me is that Jack Eichel is going to win a Stanley Cup before Connor McDavid. Like, what kind of Twilight Zone nincompoop situation is that? Like, listen, I'm not even a Sabres guy. I could care less about the Sabres. I'm a Bills fan. I'm not a Sabres guy. But he did the Sabres dirty. Like, he did them dirty, and he's always compared to Connor because they were 1 and 2 in that draft.
Yeah.
Connor's had the better numbers, the better hype, but Jack Eichel's going to win a Stanley Cup.
Yes, he is.
And how many has Phil Kessel won now? He's on the bench for this one, but he's won like 10 since leaving Toronto. Like, I mean, it's
Johnson in pain right now, guys.
This is what I found interesting is that San Jose had Mika Kiprasov.
They did, yes.
Traded him to, was it Calgary?
Yep.
And Calgary goes to the Stanley Cup Finals. They didn't win it, but they got there. And then
was that the one that lost to the Lightning, Ken?
And it sends Aiden Hill to Las Vegas, and they're about to win it. So poor San Jose.
And that's your son's team too. That's Maddie's.
That's
I think Vegas is deserving because they beat some pretty tough fucking competition.
Well, they beat the defending champions.
No, they didn't.
Didn't they beat Colorado?
No, Colorado played Dallas.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
They played Winnipeg, Edmonton, Dallas.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now they're in.
All right. Well, they beat Edmonton and they beat Dallas, which are two very strong teams. So.
Yeah. This was totally Edmonton's year.
Dallas would have won that series if that one guy wouldn't have played in those games that they lost. What was the guy that got injured or suspended for 2 games? What was it?
It was Jamie Benn.
Yeah. See, they won the game.
No, I'm not going to give him that much credit because Jamie Benn did next to nothing in this series.
I'm just saying they won the 2 games that he was suspended for.
They won it, but he didn't do anything.
He should have been suspended for the entire series.
He didn't do a damn thing in this series. And he's got so much of a contract left, they can't trade him, so they can definitely rip that C off of his sweater.
That's too bad, man.
Is this a real thing, John? That Bettman is facing allegations of rigging the Cup Finals after embarrassing penalty call on Radko Gudas?
I don't know if it's serious. I don't know, but I mean,
there's rumors out there.
There's, let's be brutally honest.
Social media fodder.
Yeah. Who knows? I was more impressed with did you see the pitcher of all pitchers last night? This was the pitcher at the Stanley Cup Finals yesterday. You had Charles Barkley, Gary Bettman, PK Subban, and then the chef's kiss cherry on top, Lil Wayne. In a picture together at the Panthers game. Yeah.
There was a
Drake inside.
Lil Wayne and Wayne Gretzky.
Lil Wayne and Wayne Gretzky. Wayne's World. Yes. Yeah.
Wayne's World.
But no Drake inside.
Unbelievable.
All right, so the Nuggets they take Game 5, guys. You think?
Okay. Yes. Here's a question: Is Jokic top 5 center of all time? If you
now?
Right now?
No, not right now. Like all time, top 5 center of all time.
No. But I'm saying to this point
so
in his career,
who would you? Obviously, you're going to put Wilt You're gonna put Will like who? Give me Shaq is probably gonna be a top 5, but who would you put as your top
Jabbar
5?
it wasn't Kareem.
Jabbar,
You know
okay.
what?
Yeah.
Why is this guy always mentioned last? Bill Russell. Okay.
All right.
Yeah, okay. So there's
11
your 4.
titles. 11
So
titles.
who's your
That
5th?
ain't
Wes
no
Unseld.
number.
Who?
Wes Unseld.
To Jokic?
No.
He's better than Jokic. I mean,
Really?
Jokic is good, and he's going to get better. But
There's an awkwardness to him that makes him
no, not yet.
That's what it's an awkwardness that makes it so fascinating.
What's amazing is he's a
And that's
center.
what makes it effective.
He's got a
passes like
3
point guard.
Yeah.
but he's got a 3-point shot.
Yes.
Well, yeah, all 7-footers have 3-point shots now.
Right.
It's
Give me a break, John.
It's
No.
the passing. It's the dimes.
Yeah.
That's what makes him so.
I'll give you this. He's got more assists than any center I've ever seen.
Hey, George
Right.
Mikan was not a bad center back in his day. You know what I'm saying?
I saw it on Twitter
Oh,
today,
wait
and I
a
wanted to
minute,
bring
wait
it
a
up.
minute, wait a minute.
Like
Yeah, I know he ain't better.
if he wins,
I know he ain't better than Hakeem Olajuwon.
really?
Yeah, really.
Well, Akeem was
Hakeem was great.
Beast, yo.
He was, but how many championships does Hakeem have?
Two.
2.
2.
Yeah.
Okay, so Jokic is what,
In
20,
the Jordan
27?
White Sox era, he had 2
Right.
straight. Yes.
Oh, Okay,
he got the 2 in between the
Yes.
3. Yeah.
So yeah, the only reason he got is because Jordan was in the White Sox organization, right?
It doesn't matter.
But-
I mean, they still
But
won
no.
the
Let's.
championship.
I'm just throwing it out
You're
there. This
gonna
is
figure, I mean, does the Lakers bubble championship count? Yes.
No.
no, no, but
Asterisk.
I'm just throwing it out
Okay.
there, man. He's
Let
like
me say
26,
this.
27, and he's
Okay.
Hakeem
got
was
an
elite,
MVP
man. He was
already.
great.
Hold on. Ken's got something to say.
Jokic has several, I think, almost 10 triple doubles in this playoffs.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His triple doubles are points, rebounds, and assists.
Right.
Yeah,
The others we've been talking about are points, rebounds, and blocks.
Okay.
right.
Now, I'll give you, Jokic is the most well-around center I've ever seen because of all the assists and everything. I guess he gets a few blocks. I really haven't seen him down that low.
He's not the greatest shot
But,
blocker, though.
But he's
Moses
not
Malone is another
rounded
one.
that way. But the rest of them, see, this is apples and oranges. I mean, all the rest of them had triple doubles for points, rebounds, and blocks, where his are points, rebounds, and assists. So he's the most well-rounded player
But I still don't think
player I've ever seen.
I still don't think he's put in enough time to be considered top 5.
As far as the elite centers,
I mean, he's still young, so yeah,
he's
that's
still
a good
He's
young.
still a
Give him
pup.
time.
he's got a long
He's a great candidate for top 5,
But
yes,
like,
he's a very good candidate for top 5.
but not yet.
Someday,
do you
but
think
not
that
yet.
this duo of Jamal Murray and him can go down as like a one of the more legendary
prolific.
duos?
Well, it wasn't him. It wasn't him and Murray in Game 5. I mean, or Game 4, I should say.
No, it was actually Aaron Gordon.
Aaron Gordon.
Yeah. I mean, Jokic and Murray weren't the key in Game 4. It was Gordon and what's the other guy's name? I forgot the other guy's name anyway. But
Caldwell Pope.
yeah, I think maybe it was Pope. I think it was Pope. Yes.
KCP.
That was the 1-2 punch for them in Game 4, which goes to show you how deep this Denver Nuggets team is.
They're talented.
Yeah. And they're not getting
Oh,
the
no.
credit.
It was that guy Brown that freaking played his ass off, number 11.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he's the one that showed up.
Yeah, but I mean, the running comment is that the Nuggets haven't been getting the press because they don't get the viewership. They don't get the TV.
It's
It's
Denver.
because they're in the mountains of Denver, which is don't
That's not a
forget,
fair comparison.
football town.
Yeah, Denver's a football town. You're right.
Football town, yeah.
So
But
I'd even say it's more of a hockey town than a
Well,
not
NBA.
the
to
Avalanche,
mention-
yeah.
not to mention
Too, yeah.
the team has never been to the NBA Finals, so this is all new for Denver.
Yeah, this is new. This is new stuff for the Nuggets.
I was trying to remember, and
For basketball in
John, you
general.
won't remember, but do you remember the Denver Nuggets making the ABA Finals? Seems like they did.
Yeah,
right
they did.
before the end
Yeah.
of the league.
They did. But that was a long time ago.
Long time ago.
Whew.
This is the farthest they've ever been in the NBA, but
Well, it
And
was
as far-
what
as far
were the four teams that went? It was the Nuggets, the Pacers,
right, the Spurs, San
the
Antonio
Spurs,
Spurs,
and the
and
Nets who
the
wound up
Utah
in.
Jazz.
Wasn't
Utah
it the Nets?
Jazz, yeah. Utah.
Which used to be the New
Oh, I mean,
Orleans Jazz,
well,
which I can't understand why they've kept the name
No,
Jazz.
one Utah was
Lakers.
no, it was Indiana,
No,
Denver,
Minnesota.
San Antonio, and
wait a
New
minute,
Jersey,
the New York Nets.
New Jersey Nets, yeah,
It was the New York Nets at the
New
time,
York Nets. Okay, then they became New Jersey Nets, yeah,
and then they
Now
became the
Brooklyn
New Jersey Nets when they win the NBA, right?
Nets,
I
yeah.
would most definitely not put Dwight Howard on that level, Brett.
No,
Absolutely.
Brett.
Hell no.
No, not even close.
No.
I put Jean Tabak ahead of Dwight Howard. No, I'm
I
just
put Manute Bol against him.
Manute Bol.
above
Rest
I
of
Dwight
the-
put Bill Cartwright ahead of fucking.
There you go,
Dwight
Bill
Howard.
Cartwright. Yes.
Yes.
How about
Bill Lambier ahead of Dwight Howard. Okay.
Parrish.
Centers.
There it is. Robert Parrish. I was trying to
Parrish.
figure out
Robert
the Boston
Parrish.
back
Yeah,
in the day.
Parrish.
Robert Parrish in Boston.
Dear Patchy.
Hmm.
Yeah. Chief. The Chief.
Patrick
Patrick
Ewing
Ewing.
too. Yeah, good
Patrick
call.
Ewing, yes.
Yeah, but see,
I
Patrick
wanna
never
put
got
out
over the hump, man.
No, he never did.
And that's the shame of that, because like that's when
You know why? Because
Why
he
is that?
played in the Michael Jordan era.
he did. Yeah. And then he had to deal with not only Michael Jordan, he had to deal with Detroit, then he had to deal with Reggie in Indy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Not even on the West Coast. You had Stockton Malone.
Guys,
I mean,
the series against Indiana, when Reggie was trash talking Spike Lee the whole series, that was awesome stuff, guys. That
Well,
was
that was the
Nice
one
shot,
where
Cheryl.
they scored 8 points in like the last 20 seconds
Mhm.
after Reggie Miller pushed off Greg Anthony,
yes.
yeah.
right?
Yep.
Because
was
everybody in the
crazy,
world knows that was a fucking push off.
So
the
says
back,
the Knicks fan on the panel.
In
Yes,
the back,
yes,
no
man.
less. Okay, you know what? So says the Knicks fan. So says video replay. Okay.
Oh, listen.
It's pretty obvious.
Let's all talk about video. No, anyways, I'm not going to get into video replays. It was a forward pass. 30 years later. I'm not
All right,
bitter.
let me pose
he's
this to
still
you guys.
he's still butthurt over the miracle in Nashville.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, the Nashville.
All right, let me ask you guys this.
Music City Miracle.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, the
Let's
Music
say-
City Miracle. Yes.
Let's say Denver wins. Is Golden State's time in danger now?
It depends on if they bring back and get the gang back
I
together.
don't think they're gonna bring back the same nucleus. I think that they're gonna make a. You know what? They're rumored to be putting a package together to try to get Embiid out of Philadelphia.
Isn't Draymond a free agent?
Draymond's one of the ones that'll be gone if that happens.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
They don't need
Because
Draymond Green
they
anymore.
need to get rid of. They'll also probably get rid of Jordan Poole.
Well, the mouth of the West, you know, he's
That
his
fucking
mouth
humongous
on the right
contract they
sticks,
gave
the
him
body
for
can't
nothing.
catch. Meaning
And I would
Draymond.
imagine some draft picks will be in there.
Yeah, Brett, we saw that.
Yeah,
The Conor
we saw
McGregor
that.
issue.
That's not even worth discussion.
No, it's not, because Conor McGregor's a punk ass motherfucker.
Connor's an idiot.
Yeah, Conor's an idiot.
But no, I mean center wise, I think there's a lot of them out there, man, that could qualify for greatest of all time. You know,
I just put it out
I
there.
still think
I'm
Kareem's
not
the
saying
greatest
greatest.
center.
I'm saying he's
I mean,
on the
all respect-
trajectory.
All respect to
he's
Bill
on a
Russell.
trajectory. Let's put it that
Yes.
way.
All respect to Bill Russell and Wilt Chamberlain. I still think Kareem is still the greatest center of all time. I'm sorry. I feel
That's
that is.
fair.
I mean, I know Bill Russell has more championships, but I mean, Kareem was so dominant for so long, and I think he's still the.
Dude, if you ever get a chance, let me tell you, I read Kareem's book that he did about John Wooden.
Mhm.
He wrote it about 5, 6, 7 years ago or something.
Yeah.
Fantastic book. You won't be able to put it down. And I'm a John Wooden fan, right? Like just all of his teachings
He
and everything.
worshipped John Wooden.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
he did.
Yep.
I would vote Kareem the GOAT over LeBron any fucking day of the week.
Well, LeBron's not really a center, though.
You'd take John Starks over LeBron. Okay.
Yeah. Doesn't matter. I mean, come on.
Not that he didn't have one of those classic playoff dunks of all time.
Elliot,
John Starks,
Elliot,
come
you
on,
were the
man.
ultimate LeBron James hater.
Oh, yeah.
You don't. I mean, it's all good. You know,
Look, man,
Yeah, it's true. Bill.
hate
Hate
This is true,
not
Clarky.
strong enough. Despiser.
I mean, this panel is all in agreement. I mean, all four of us agree that Jordan was the greatest of all time, and LeBron is not close to Jordan. So
I wouldn't say he's not
Kobe.
close.
Even Kobe, I think, was better than fucking LeBron.
Yeah, but see, this is the thing that is the caveat with LeBron. LeBron made people better around him. He did. He did.
Yes, he did.
And
So did Jordan.
But he needed.
Did he though?
But he
did
needed
Jordan
people
make
around
people
him
better around him?
Yes.
But he needed people around him to make him better. That's
fun. That's fair.
thing.
That's fair. But I don't have this distaste for LeBron. Like I do as a person. Like I think he's really, I mean, and he's been 16 years old getting fed the world. Like he's, it is what it is. It's kind of how he's been grown up. But the basketball player, I still respect his distribution of the ball.
Yeah.
He's a guy that will pass it much quicker than he'd shoot it. Yeah, I agree with that, Clark. I was a Lakers fan before Toronto even had a franchise, and I grew up on Magic.
Yeah,
I mean, Magic was just Magic and Kareem and James Worthy. I mean, that was like what introduced me to ball. But yeah, Showtime Lakers, right? I'm not anti LeBron, but I still say Jordan is the best ever.
Oh, absolutely.
I just don't. You can't really I don't know, but I don't think it's as far apart as people want to.
I mean, it's a different game than what
it is.
It is a different game because Jordan had to go through the beating and the physicality
of the Pistons,
between Detroit and the Knicks and all those physical teams
and Cleveland, Cleveland teams.
Yeah, even Cleveland was
Mark
brutal,
Price was really good, man.
Yes, and he had to go through that era, and it was a much more physical game at that time than it is now. LeBron probably would not have been able to play as well.
No.
Yes, he still would have been great, but he would not be able to handle the physicality of the NBA in the 90s. There's just no way. No way.
Yeah.
Only because he wouldn't have the modern scientific stuff that he uses to keep himself in shape.
Yeah.
They didn't have those luxuries back then, and they still beat each other up. And they played, dude. You know what? People didn't look to leave a game. Guys were kind of all injured and beat up. They still fucking play.
Yeah.
LeBron stubbed the toe. LeBron stubbed the toe. He wants 2 weeks off.
Yeah, I'd like to have seen what LeBron how he would have reacted if the first time that Bill Laimbeer clotheslined him.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and it's
the first time he tried to go up on Laimbeer and Mahorn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
You wouldn't see him for 2 months.
You ever seen Bumper Pool?
I'm telling you, man, he wouldn't have survived in that. But imagine, so on the flip side, imagine with everything that Jordan had to deal with physically in those days, can you imagine what he would have done to the players in this day?
This day?
Yeah, because if they can't,
he would average 40. He would average 40 a game.
Yeah, well, Michael Jordan in this era, because of the rule changes and the way that the game is played now,
he would have
eclipsed Kareem's record too.
Mm-hmm. He would average over 40 points a game.
Yeah.
Okay. Plain and simple. And that's just it. That's why the comparisons never be legit.
And Elliot will never stop bashing LeBron James.
Because you know what?
The memes you bring out are great. Elliot, they really are.
Hey, I hold him as dear to me as I hold Aaron Boone. So if that doesn't tell you how much I like LeBron.
And you know what, Ken? You can't say that he's picking on you when he puts his memes out for the Dallas Cowboys, because if you recall, he did put a meme out today. The Cleveland Browns rebuilding since 1964.
He's had that about 2 or 3 days.
And I told him to GF why. So, it is what
it is. But here's the thing. I put it out for anybody. You know what? It don't matter who it is. I've just put it out there because, I had somebody gave me backlash today about one that I put out there about somebody. There was a meme that said when a nigga, N-I-G-G-A, and the 2 G's were start out.
Yeah.
Okay. Steals a pair of LeBrons, then you can compare him to Michael Jordan. Ain't nobody's trying to steal nobody's LeBrons. Okay.
Yeah. Now again,
And so
as a
one of
caveat, let me just say
one of my members got upset about that.
yeah.
Okay, and I get it, but here's the thing. First of all, it's humor. Second of all, whoever did it knocked out the 2 G's. So I mean, you could say it's ninja for all that matters.
Yeah.
But nigga with an A at the end, and I'm never gonna stop making this argument. Is not the same as the one with the R. At the
Right.
end.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
We'll say that. Okay.
Because you know
I've had that discussion growing up.
I mean, come on, how many of your homies have you? What's
Are
up?
we going to debate the N-word
all
in
the
this show?
time.
Are we really going to debate the N-word
all
in
the
this show?
time? And I would never say it back. Never.
I did.
Never.
All the time. Nigga.
I wouldn't say.
Oh yeah, but
but
that's a New York thing, and you're Puerto Rican, right?
It's the same thing, pretty much. Yeah, I mean.
No, I hear you. I hear the argument. Like I've heard it my entire life.
Nigga so white people can say it.
Yeah, they say that all the time. I will never repeat it. I will never. I never have, and I never will. I don't think it's right.
In some communities, in some areas, it's kind of like a term of it. It's like saying bro.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
I get it.
Getting back to the LeBron debate, let me just put this caveat out to you, Elliot.
Huh?
He's never had any controversies regarding family life and his social life. He's never been accused of anything off the field that it was a detriment to the NBA. The man has built a school, and a scholarship for kids in Akron to get them educated. I mean, the man's effect.
I give you off the court, LeBron, all the respect in the world. Yo.
Absolutely, yes.
Stuff he's done off the court.
Yes.
I can't take that from him. Nobody can. Okay.
Because the man's been a force off the court.
Off the court, yes. His to a certain extent on the court. But here's the thing: it's what drives him, and to me, what drives him is his own self.
Yes.
Okay? What he can do for him.
I mean,
this
the guy married
this game for the stats.
I mean, the man married his high school sweetheart, for God's sake.
I'm just saying, he plays.
Yeah, and that's
he plays the game more for himself than he does.
I don't think I've ever seen his wife.
Yeah, exactly. See, this is the thing. LeBron had. This is why I give him a ton of respect, because he's been in, like I said, spotlight since 16 years old. He's been force fed like, you're the future of this league. Right. You're going to be one of the greatest. This all in his ego. And sure, a little cockiness comes off, and that South Beach stuff is. It was always this thing that rubbed me the wrong way.
The decision,
yes.
The decision was always this thing.
That's the one that got me to hate him. Yeah,
but he's never been in trouble. He's never in the headlines.
Nope.
He's never,
never in the headlines for a bad thing.
Yeah, like nothing like that. And then he does things like you said. He's putting kids through school. He's doing all of this stuff off. That's why I don't have this. Sorry, Elliot. I don't have this hatred for him.
As a human being, he's amazing. I get it. He's an amazing.
But it's just like Clarky said, if you breathe on him, he falls down. You got shot.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
That whole flop rule thing that the NBA is thinking about putting in, I can't wait to see how he deals with that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, what really killed me was the other day was when he said he's never flopped in any game over 20 years of playing.
Sure, buddy.
He's forced. Those
are the kind of statements to me that tell me that he's about LeBron. He ain't about nothing else but LeBron.
Yeah.
You know what my lasting image of LeBron James is? It was after the Mavericks won Game 6 in 2011. And at the end of the game, instead of going around and
walked off,
congratulating everybody, he
walked off.
Headed for the showers.
Yep. That's how he is.
Congratulate anybody, just walked off. And that's, I mean, it is what it is, but that remains in the back of my mind every time I see him.
He's a sore loser.
He's a very sore loser.
Okay, and I dare to say he's even the sore winner on top of all that. Because again, I think he does it about himself. It's all about him. It's all about the numbers. And like Michael Jordan said, look, if I wanted to chase numbers, I would have still been playing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But
He
that's
really
not.
wants attention.
You know what? He dictates success by how many championships and rings you can win, not by how many numbers.
What's he got? 4 rings now? Has he got 4?
4,
Yeah.
but he's also got 6 losses in the NBA Finals.
Right, and you know what? I mean,
Okay.
and his 4 is divided amongst 3 different teams
He's
too.
got two.
Three different
He's got 2 with Miami, 1 with
Elliot.
Cleveland, and 1 with LA.
This is the only chance Scott gets to play with some pussy is on the camera.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's male pussy on top of that.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
know, hey, it's Pride Month, but
Yeah, but you know what, John? That's by choice.
we're
So
not
you know what?
judging. Do your thing, man. Do your thing.
Yeah. My real pussy playing days are over. I just want you guys to know. Okay, that's by choice. So it's all good.
Wow.
All right, let me
Let's transition, shall
Let's
we?
Yeah,
switch
great.
gears. Let's
Celebration.
Let's get off. Let's get on the off ramp real quick and
let's switch gears.
elsewhere.
Shout out to Novak Djokovic. He wins his 23rd major Grand Slam of his career, which passes not Ivan.
There's another guy I can't stand.
God.
Nadal.
Nadal as the most successful male tennis star of all time. He was very. I mean, I'm not a big Djokovic fan because of his. Excuse me, John. His COVID issues. His
I hated him before that.
Arrogance.
His arrogance, you know, and but hats off to him for winning his 23rd Grand Slam today, in dominant fashion, by the way, in 3 straight sets. I actually did watch the last set today. And the man is 36 years old and he can still play like he's 20. It's just amazing. You know, I don't have a lot of respect for Novak Djokovic, but I got to give my hat. I got to tip my hat to him today for winning his 23rd major.
Novak Djokovic.
Djokovic is a lot like LeBron James. I've got a lot of respect
Yes,
for his
sir.
game.
Thank you very much, Ken.
I don't like his
Thank you very much,
attitude. I don't like his arrogance, and
Preach, Ken. Preach.
he and LeBron are
Humble.
very much.
Hey,
hi,
Ron
Ron.
Gallo.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Ron Gallo joining
Ron
us.
Gallo is in the
NHL
house.
hockey.
Thank God. I thought Ken
Later
was
than-
talking about me. I didn't know I was married.
Sooner than 5 minutes to go.
Unless you've taken up tennis.
You know,
Yeah, we're talking about Novak Djokovic and his French Open win today, Ron. His 23rd Grand Slam win. I mean, it's a record.
And we were and prior to that, we were having a LeBron James love fest.
Yes, we're having a LeBron
Definitely,
James
yes,
love.
definitely. Everyone loves LeBron here.
Ron, how are you today, sir? How are things going for you?
it's hot, and I'm a little tired after doing a 100-mile bike ride this morning.
Wow.
Wow.
Only
I
100 miles?
got out of bed. That was my
Right. And how many kilometers is that, Ron?
160.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. So,
Was this
How are the
50 miles
bugs?
out and 50 miles back?
well, essentially, yeah, it was 80 kilometers to a place called Bear Lake, and then right back again. So
Okay.
there was a little bit of a headwind coming back, which made it a little bit slower.
And you're how old, Ron? 50 what?
59.
Wow.
Wow.
You are an inspiration to me,
You
man.
are.
Absolutely, sir.
My hat is off to you.
Yes, 59
Appreciate
years
that
old
very much.
and doing 100 miles. I'm impressed.
He's a
Yeah.
rarefied
Did you guys
rarefied area.
Did you guys talk about Ken's recent induction?
Yes, we did. In
Yes.
fact, Ron,
Hold up.
I have the program that he sent me.
Nice.
Very nice.
That's awesome, Ken. Congratulations, by the
Thank
way.
you, sir. I appreciate that.
Very
He was
nice.
very kind enough to mail me the program. So, and Ken, I now have your home address, so I will send you paraphernalia. Just to let you know.
There you go.
You don't have to do that, but
But yeah, we're very proud of Mr. Koslow and his brother Kevin
yes.
for being inducted. And as I said to open the show, Ron, him and his brother have forgotten more about sports than we will ever know. It's just,
Yeah.
I mean, Ken alone has 40 years in sports journalism. He has, I mean, his resume is just amazing. And that's why he's on this show, because I can bring something up and he'll remember a play or a game from 25, 30 years ago, and we can have a 10-minute discussion on it. And then that's part of the why we bring him on. That's why he's here.
And those 25 and 30 years ago are usually Cowboys Super Bowls. So.
Correct. Yes.
Ancient history.
I'm not sure
Oh,
why you guys bring me on the show then, because I mean, John said that he got out of bed this morning. I don't actually remember getting out of bed. So
I can't even ride a stationary bike 100 miles. So
Right.
I couldn't even video game a bike for 100 miles.
Yeah, we've all been done that, but
we have touched on the Stanley Cup Final though, so it's
yeah.
we're
Yeah, I was like,
Briefly.
what kind of Twilight Zone nincompoop society do we live in where Jack Eichel is going to get a Stanley Cup before Connor McDavid? Please explain this to me, Ron. Please explain this to me. I'm trying to figure this one out. I'm having trouble with it.
Victor, party of one. Your table's ready.
He's having issues, Ron. I'm sorry. It's just,
it's a strange anomaly. I mean, everybody says that at the beginning of the season. The season can be won or lost by any team. And then when you get into the postseason, there's 16 teams that have an equal opportunity. I mean, just look at Florida. There was no way they were supposed to get past the juggernaut Boston Bruins, but here they are. I mean, they might not get past the Vegas Golden Knights. It's starting to look that way. Florida definitely has had their opportunities, but Bobrovsky has looked, well, Vegas Golden Knights in the first two games, every shot that went through went short side past a screen. There's just nothing he could do about that. So Florida got their one win in game 3. Thought that they might have been able to force overtime in game 4. Did you guys see that pinball goal, by the way, by Montour?
No, I didn't see it. Sorry.
Went off both defensemen's skates and passed Hill.
And Hill just laughed about it.
Yeah. I mean, what are you to do, right? That's the only way that they can beat them. So the other goal, the 3-2 goal, second goal by Florida, that was a good goal. That was almost a no-look pass and, player in the right spot at the right time. And, the funny thing is, so the glove is pretty big, right? It comes out to about here to protect the wrist.
Right.
And the puck hit here. Hill made the stop, but it was kind of rolling and it just squeezed past him in the goalpost. I mean, you have to be lucky to be good and good to be lucky. And Florida Panthers were lucky on both of their 2 goals in game 4. Put a little bit of scare into the Vegas Golden Knights. Now they go back and they're going to be on home ice. I mean, you talk about Jack Eichel. I mean, Vegas Golden Knights winning a Stanley Cup in
sixth year in the league.
Yeah, 6th season in the league. Hey, there's an interesting. I think I threw it on your guys' Facebook page, but the San Jose Sharks.
Yes, we talked about that. Yes, we talked about that. Yeah, go ahead, Ron.
Yeah, and now Aiden Hill is going down the same path as the other goaltender that was traded away and won a Stanley Cup. It's just interesting.
Yeah,
I mean, we do it in baseball all the time. There's just so many weird little coincidences, and hockey's starting to bring those coincidences to light as well. But one of the big coincidences that's got Gary Bittman smiling from ear to ear, these Stanley Cup finals have actually generated more viewers than the last couple of Stanley Cup playoffs and Stanley Cup finals.
And with the teams involved, you wouldn't think so with Florida and Vegas as opposed to a larger market.
And being on Turner. I mean, I'm not.
Of course, being on TNT, not on
ESPN. See any of the games because I don't have cable.
Yeah,
I don't get to see any of the games.
Wow. So I mean, I don't know. Maybe they're fudging some numbers some way somehow.
I would think so. Yeah.
I mean, I used to fudge some of the numbers in attendance for home games for the team that I do the play-by-play and the PA announcing for. But you know, they brought in a system with checks and balances, and you're supposed to be able to count the tickets and confirm that that's legitimate attendance numbers. But I'm not sure how you do it with television. I mean, is it a rating system? And if it's a rating system,
it's Nielsen ratings. But,
so those are
they got to
skewed,
be
right?
fudged because there's no way because you're having to
They ask
stream
1,000
games,
people.
and if you don't have a streaming service, you can't see them. And I don't.
Yes. So they'll ask 1,000 people, and they must have just hit the nail on the head.
Yeah, if you don't have cable or a streaming service, you're not going to be able to watch the games at all.
That's bizarre because they've been doing really good. I mean, the analysis. I mean, Wayne Gretzky's on there, Biz Nasty's on there. They've had Connor Bedard come out and put in his. Yeah,
Connor Bedard, 5'10" 3/4 inches.
TNT.
Yeah, he's doing quite well at the NHL Combine, but there is after the Combine, it seems that there's been a little bit of a readjusting of where players are going to go, but you never know. I mean, last year Shane Reich was expected to go first overall. He ended up going, what was it, third or fourth to the Seattle Kraken, and you know, the other teams all passed on him, and it was really bizarre. So
Ron,
anyways, yeah.
In your expert opinion, do you believe the Knights will win the next game tomorrow night?
Yeah, I kind of called it last Sunday, and I'm sticking to that. I mean,
the gentleman's sweep of 4-1 is what they call it.
Yeah. So Florida got their one win. The Vegas Golden Knights. I mean, the old cliche is the win that eliminates the other team is the hardest win to get.
Yeah.
But the Vegas Golden Knights, you know what they've got now. It means a little bit. It doesn't mean as much as it used to, but it means a little bit, and it means enough to Bruce Cassidy that he'll be able to put out the players that he needs to put out there in key situations. He's got home ice. He gets last change. So what that means is, you know, he gets to do the line matching, whereas Paul Maurice and the Florida Panthers, they have to send out who they feel has got an opportunity. And right now, Matthew Tkachuk is playing injured. He's really favoring his left side. He's got no strength on his left side. On the power play, he's normally in the crease, in the goaltender's face, in that dirty area. On the power play, he has been out on the left point instead. So he's been trying to avoid too much extra contact. He hasn't been able to take hard shots. They're more of a setup shot. It's more of a wrist shot or just trying to pass the puck through into an area where there's a scoring opportunity. But Matthew Tkachuk is not the Matthew Tkachuk that we saw through the first 3 rounds.
No, he's not.
No,
and that's probably why Florida is not playing as well as they were in the first 3 rounds either.
It's true. And I mean, Paul Maurice had to shorten up his bench. He went with 3 lines instead of 4 yesterday. It seemed to invigorate them a little bit, and they got those 2 goals. But again, too little, too late. The Vegas Golden Knights they're just rolling, and they're coming at you. And they just keep seeming to build even more confidence. I mean, you look at Aiden Hill. I mean, from Aiden Hill out, everybody's got confidence. Mark Stone has been, you know, he's the old man on the bench, and he's been out there lighting it up. I still say that Mark Stone needs to be a heavy consideration for the Conn Smythe, the playoff MVP for the entire postseason. If it's not him, it could be Aiden Hill. And I know people are talking about Marchessault, but Marchessault hasn't. He scored for the first time yesterday. So, I mean, he's kind of been a peripheral player in the Stanley Cup Finals, but Mark Stone has been doing a great job setting up. He's a playmaker, and he's been causing a lot of problems on the ice for the Florida Panthers when he's there. I think like I said, I think the thing that hurts the Florida Panthers the most is Matthew Tkachuk being injured.
Yeah, the Tkachuk injury is really affecting the Panthers, and like I said, he was the reason why the Panthers have overachieved in the previous 3 rounds against the Bruins, against the Hurricanes, and he's been the reason.
Leafs.
If he's injured, then it's
Panthers aren't sure he's going to play in Game 5 too. So.
Yeah.
Well,
he
said it after Game 3. He said it's the playoffs. I expect to see him taking up a roster spot, but he's not going to get the shifts that he was getting. I think last night he had 4 shifts in total in the third period.
Wow.
By the way, Bill Clark just posted about a nice job by the Bruins firing Bruce Cassidy a couple of years ago. There's nothing you can do when it comes to coaching, because coaches are always hired to be fired. And I mean, we'll probably get an opportunity to start talking about this in the coming weeks, because of course teams are there's been a lot of teams that have already had some action in the office on the bench as far as a head coaching goes. But it's easier to replace the coach than it is to replace a bunch of players. And so that's what ends up happening, is it's easier to fire a coach than it is to get rid of 2 or 3 lines of players to try and make something happen.
I thought I only got to see the highlights of this on ESPN's website. Last 10 seconds of the game last night was pretty
intense,
pretty epic, especially around the Vegas goal. And then it precipitated the little brawl after the end of the game. Do you think there's going to be some carryover from that in tomorrow night's game or Tuesday night's game?
No. That kind of goes away until the play starts up again, and then sometimes it never resurfaces. Other times you do see it. I think it was Game 3, and Rugas. I'm not pronouncing his name properly, but the Florida Panthers player ends up taking an extra penalty for no reason, but it was a retaliation from Game 2 when he got leveled. He got absolutely leveled.
Yeah. Smoked.
But normally in a playoff games, I mean, especially when it's a do or die game for the Florida Panthers, you don't expect that to resurface. They were looking to tie the game without question. Emotions boiled over, and I kind of blame Aiden Hill for that one, because I watched the play a couple of times, and he didn't really get hit. He didn't really get run over, but he decided to take exception to the fact that there was a player in his face.
He did make a great save, though.
What I say earlier? Aiden Hill wants to fight with everybody.
Maybe. So Brett Murphy is asking about the lineup for the draft picks. I think Connor Bedard is absolutely going to end up with the Chicago Blackhawks, barring some kind of mega trade. But Connor Bedard, Adam Fantilli, and Will Smith for sure are 3 of my top 5 picks. Leo Carlson, he's had a good showing at the Combine. I think he may have moved up into the top 5. I'm not sure about top 4, but it'll be interesting to see. It'll be interesting to see this draft come through. So anyways, I mean, that's a couple of weeks away, as are the final playoff awards and all the rest of it.
What's really struck me is the fact that Game 5 is in Vegas, and the first 2 games in Las Vegas have been absolutely one-sided. I mean, it's not even close. 5-2 and 7-2. I must admit, I did not see that coming. So
no, a lot of people didn't see that coming, because the Stanley Cup Finals is usually extremely tight. We're talking 1, maybe 2 goal differentials, not 5, and like the blowout that was in 2 games.
Yeah, they outscored them, what, 12-4?
12-4, yeah.
Yeah.
If only Edmonton figured it out.
Well,
Only
you know, they
Dallas
had
figured
their
it out.
opportunities. I mean, Florida played a very disciplined series against Edmonton, and even more disciplined against Carolina. It's just, or sorry, Vegas. But both of those teams played a little bit more smart, and you had to, when you're up against, Vegas was up against the number one ranked power play, not just in the regular season, but they showed it in the postseason too. Edmonton extremely strong with the extra attacker, but you know, credit to Vegas. They got stronger each round. They made the adjustments that needed to be made, and like I said, the biggest adjustment that I saw is how they were blocking Bobrovsky from seeing the puck, and they were shooting high short side. Like, you know, there was a book on Bobrovsky, and they executed it to a T.
Let me change gears a second, Ron. I apologize, because I wanted to get to this before you came on tonight, guys. The two biggest free agents right now are Dalvin Cook and DeAndre Hopkins. Where do we think they're going to go? I mean, Dalvin seems to think he wants to go to Miami.
He'll be there.
Hopkins is going to visit the Patriots this week.
I thought he already had.
No, Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's going to visit.
John, are the Bills still in the running for DeAndre?
He's visiting the Titans too.
I don't think so.
No?
We signed Leonard Floyd. Man.
Yeah, they
Yes.
signed with Floyd.
That was a great signing, by the way. That was a great signing.
Very good. Very good signing. I love it. But yeah, I guess not. I mean, it's frustrating again because you have a generational quarterback who is on the cover of Madden this year.
Yes, that was a great pick for him in the Bills mafia, brother.
Off, right? It pissed off a lot of people.
Is it still a curse?
No, it's not, because Patrick Mahomes blew up.
We shall see.
One will hope not.
But yeah, I hope not. Yeah, but it's just like they have Josh Allen, and I get it. It's a defensive-minded coach, but surround this kid with as much freaking talent as you can. Like, the defense will figure it out. Like, just like go all in on the offense, man. So I get the Leonard Floyd signing. I'm happy. I'm always game for edge rushers, but I don't know, man. I mean,
you want them to go after D-Hop, don't you?
D-Hop and Diggs, dude. How do you defend that?
Don't forget last time Floyd and what's his name
and Vaughn got together. They won a Super Bowl.
They won a Super Bowl. Yeah.
Yeah. Which is cool. I'm all for it, but and then they were trying to say about Dalvin coming to Buffalo. It's like no. We don't need running backs. We have Damian Harris, and I still think that's fantastic.
Well, Dalvin wants to go home to Miami, and that's what he wants to do.
That's fine.
You know, I for a minute there thought the possibility would be that DeAndre would wind up in Cleveland because of Deshaun Watson.
I don't think Cleveland's in the running anymore, Elliot. I really don't.
I don't think that's going to happen now. No, I think. Look, the Patriots have pulled off stuff before in the past. He can go up there and visit and leave there with a contract.
And John doesn't want to see D-Hop in New England. He really does.
Oh, I don't care. That doesn't. That one of the beat reporters for the Bills said it perfect. They're still fourth in the AFC East with or without D-Hop.
Why? Because their QB is still Mac Jones.
They got Macaroni Jones. So that's
who is, by the way, the worst quarterback in the AFC East.
Right, and sorry, Clarkie's probably gritting his teeth. It's just it's literally. And this is not me being a homer. This is just me being truthful. I think it's Buffalo, Miami, New York, and then the Patriots. And I think the Miami, New Jersey thing will go back and forth all year. Yeah. But I don't see New England as a threat. I just don't anymore. They just, I don't know. Maybe that's cockiness. I don't know.
Is Belichick too old now?
It's not that. It's just it's you have, dude. look at the offenses. Buffalo, Jersey,
Well, they brought in
and
O'Brien
Miami.
is it O'Brien for the offensive coordinator in New England?
Yeah, I can't remember who it was. I do, but like it's just, you have the two like probably one of the best tandem wideouts in Miami, right? You have like Breece Hall is a stud. He's just going to get better and better and better. It's
Garrett Wilson too.
Garrett Wilson, and you have a guy named Aaron Rodgers now as your quarterback. Like this is why it kills me that Buffalo.
Along with Alan Lazard.
It was.
Yeah, Alan Lazard. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, but I don't know, man.
I saw today where Tyreek Hill wants to catch 2,000 yards passing this year.
That's what he said. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Cheetah. I cheetah all the time.
Yeah, that's about as realistic as who was it that they said was going to Lamar throwing for 6,000 yards?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Speaking of free agents, there's a lot in the NHL right now too. I mean, not perhaps the top one, but Ryan O'Reilly from the Toronto Maple Leafs, Patrick Kane from the New York Rangers.
That's the big one right there, Ron. That's a big one.
Yeah, but he didn't do himself any favors in the postseason. That's the problem.
That's true.
He's on the back nine of his career, man.
Yeah, 100%. Vladimir Tarasenko is a name that people probably
John
know.
with a golf reference. Oh my God.
Yeah, Boston Bruins are probably going to end up losing Patrice Bergeron.
Wow.
Be sad if that happens, but yeah.
That's huge.
And for you, the Tampa Bay Lightning, Alex Kaloran, he's a free agent.
Oh.
But the Oilers, Nick Bukestad's a free agent, but they're trying to retain him. He did great for us. Man.
I think the Lightning will try to keep Kaloran because he's part of that nucleus run.
Yeah, see, and the scary thing with the Toronto Maple Leafs is that they changed everything. They brought in new GM. They've brought in new advisors. Austin Matthews has all of a sudden put the brakes on any kind of contract extension talks. He's a free agent, not this year, but next year. So he's waiting to see what ends up happening before he talks about anything with the Toronto Maple Leafs. So with Michael Bunting and Ryan O'Reilly, a free agent, if those two are gone, they might not be core four, but arguably they are very important pieces to the Toronto Maple Leafs. And if those two are gone, you have to wonder what's going to happen with Austin Matthews.
John, can you imagine Austin Matthews in Edmonton?
He would not. Okay. No, we don't have the money.
No, he's going to the United States. He'll going to a U.S. team.
He's going
to stay. He's an American-born player. He'll go home. You know, I hate to think it, but I mean, what if Chicago could pull off some kind of great big trade that included Austin Matthews coming back,
and then getting Connor Bedard as well in the first pick.
Exactly, right. So
that would set them up.
100%. It would set them up in this year, like in the coming season.
Yeah.
So interesting stuff, and it'll be all up for grabs here over the next couple of weeks for sure.
I would like to see the Stars retain Max Domi, but I'm not sure it's going to happen.
Yeah, he's a free agent too, so we're not sure what's happening with him.
I'm just saying his dad was great.
Yes, he was.
Speaking of great dads, I mean, you got to look at Keith Kachuk cheering on his son. He's in there like a dirty shirt. He's reliving his youth through his son, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Yep.
The Rat King.
All right.
Rat King.
Ron, again, thank you for coming in, Ron. We appreciate you as always. I expect to see you next Sunday when we wrap up the NHL Finals.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Yeah. NHL Final. Excuse me.
Yeah.
That's the proper term, not finals, but final.
No. Yeah, it's the final. And I mean, Florida Panthers have been here before, and that's the only thing that they're going to be able to rest their laurels on. They were down 3-1 to Boston Bruins. So we'll see. We'll see but I just don't think they have the moving pieces anymore. Not like they did at the beginning of the postseason.
Yep.
I agree. Tough.
All right. Well, it's 8:30, guys. We're going to wrap it up for this week. Great show. Thank you again to Mr. Ron Gallo for showing up tonight.
We can always have him back talk to us about the Tour de France.
Absolutely. If you want to talk about Tour de France, well, we will go off script and do that. And we have no idea. Ron, I mean, Ken is more into the Tour de France than we are, but that's okay. We can do that. But on behalf of my co-host, Mr. Elliot Big E Lamba, Mr. John G. Olson, and Mr. Ken Casso, and of course our special guest, Mr. Ron Gallo, we are done for this week. Thank you for everyone coming in, and we will be back again next Sunday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time.
Happy birthday again, Anthony.
Happy birthday, Anthony.
Happy birthday, Anthony, and thank you.
As always, we are the replays are available on Spotify. I will be posting that shortly, as well as Peak D and Facebook, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. All the replays are on there. We get more views on the replays than we do on the live show, which is fine with me. I don't mind that. But again, thanks everybody for showing up tonight, and we are out. Elliot, please play the outro.
Well, there you have it, Nerd Nation. Another Sunday episode of the Sports Nerd Show in the books, and we are still alive to tell about it. Now, on behalf of our host, Scott, the Sports Nerd Right, and his co-host, John Olson, Ken Casso, our two lovable members in the Ram Pack, and yes, me, Big E, the entire pack would once again like to thank you all for participating with us in the best 90 minutes of Sports Smack Talk on the web today. So until next Sunday night, dear nation, we would like to leave you with a quick PSA. Please stay safe. Please practice social distancing. And for heaven's sake, please wear a damn mask. You all just got hit with a pack rant from the Rat Pack. And with that, fellas, we are out.